All right, everyone, back to another training vlog. Day 2, week 4, upper body day. A couple small changes from previous weeks. For our push press today, we're increasing intensity on this. We're hitting at 68% of a 1 rep max. Again, for my strict presses, I haven't tested them, oh God, probably over a year. So we use basically like a bench press. I have an equation that'll give you a rough estimate for a max, and that's what we kind of use for this. Today, the tempos are going to be taken out, so that eccentric coming down, we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to let it just fall and crush us, but we're not going to focus on like a 3 or 4 second eccentric that it was in like the weeks prior. You guys saw that last week, but like week 1, week 2 also had an eccentric focus. We're going to superset that with our back extensions and then our knee tuck holds for our core. I'm going to keep this video probably super raw just because of editing sake, timing sake. I'm not trying to repost the same things over and over again, so just give you guys a little bit of insights, talk about some changes we're making as we're going through this program today. So after I'm done this superset for this, like, I guess, did it with the first warm-up set, second warm-up set, we're also going to do it with like 1 or 2 more of the working sets. Is going to go to a little bit of like a banded lat stretch. Feeling tight just through my lats in that overhead position. So we're just going to use the band to kind of open that up a little bit more. Just kind of looping the band through my hand, taking 1 or 2 steps back, reaching back, trying to rotate that palm up, and just let the band take me and just get a nice little stretch. So you guys saw set 1, set 4 of our A block, working the strict press. One thing, as strict press starts to get heavier for me, I start to notice kind of like arching a little bit more in that lower back as I'm pressing. If you kind of have a tendency when you're strict pressing to kind of bend more at that lower back and can't really pull that rib cage down and keep your core more kind of like engaged and pressurized, try moving into a little bit of like a split stance position. It doesn't have to be giant. It can be a little bit of a split stance position. And now from here, I've got a little bit wider of a base that I can keep my pelvis neutral through good pressing. So if I keep the strict press in through our next phase and increase intensity on this, it's something I might move to as more of like a B stance strict press. But moving down to our drop sets for bench, same as yesterday on back squat. We're gonna go a set of 8, set of 6, and another set of 6. So for math purposes, and just the way this is set up, we're gonna go 205, so we're gonna be a 5-pound increase from what we have been on these sets of 8. then we're gonna strip it down to 135, and then we're gonna strip it down to 115 for that last set of 6. Really, rest time in between is what it takes for me to strip the weight, both sides, get back under, and go. There's no specific rest intervals I'm programming for this. It's gonna be just kind of based off of feel and how long it takes me to kind of clear each one of the sets. So set 1 completed. I forgot when I programmed this. So week 1 back squats, for the 8 reps, we're looking at 70%. For the bench, I went off of 72, which doesn't seem like a huge amount, like a 2% difference. But when you're accumulating all this volume in like this workout, it becomes a lot. Bench is my stronger suit than squatting, not because I'm a great bencher, but just from mobility issues, just lower back pains from squatting in poor positions over the time, like over the GPP phase. If you guys look back on the channel, there's the GPP phase we ran, and our rebuild phase, which was prior to this, where we incorporated a lot more of like the FRC pails and rails for ankles and hips. Like I've gotten away from squatting on the wedge. I can now squat in just lifters and still kind of maintain a good vertical torso. There's still a lot of work that needs to be there in terms of like increasing dorsiflexion, working on hip mobility so that way I can stay more upright and stacked as we're going through. But off of that first one, the 8s got heavy quick. The next 2 6s were good. I was able to manage the weight, kind of just getting some more time under tension and more volume at some lighter intensities. But we're gonna get hopefully 3 more sets. It's supposed to be 4. We're gonna see how the next one goes. I'm in the garage by myself, so at set 3, if that set of 8 gets real sketchy and maybe we're gonna have to bail, go through it, I might cut it at just 3 sets, and then I'll have to do some looking back on like total volume from week 3, add in the extra drop set from this week, kind of where does our total tonnage look like? Are we still equal? Were we ahead a little bit? So that might just be something on looking at what needs to be done. I might also just take that 4th set, drop the weight down a little bit. If I do, I'll make sure to film that one so you guys can see. But we're gonna get this 2nd, 3rd, 4th set in. No supersets, just resting, hanging out. Probably throw something on the TV for these next sets, since that way I'm not recording them, so I don't have to worry about a violation from YouTube. So wrapped up bench, decided to go with 3 sets only because on that 3rd one, the 8s, again, being in here by myself, the idea of kind of like pinning myself, I know I'm not using clips, I can easily slide to the right and the left and get myself out of it, just wasn't worth it. But again, really liking the double drop set, just getting more of that volume as the weight's going down, being able to just accumulate more and more. Did some math. I mean, the rep range is only about 6-7 reps higher. The total tonnage is a little bit lower just because of that not having that extra set of that 8 and 6. But again, we're close in the tonnage and all that. We're getting more volume, so not too bad with it. And again, I'm not trying to kill myself in my garage benching by myself. So we're gonna go through our next couple sets. We got chin-ups, we got a row variation, and then curls, and then some tricep skull crushers. I'll give you one clip of each of those, and then we'll wrap up today's video.
Memories filling up my mind, and I can't seem to push him back. These times ingrained in my mind, and I just can let it go. How did I lose the way through the things that really matter? These complications spin my mind, but I know I gotta keep pushing through. Yeah, I keep doing my own thing, yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it, yeah, I know it, and I'm never looking back again.
Didn't get to film any of the tricep, bicep curls. I just forgot to. Camera was in the corner. Just got caught up in just kind of going from the one exercise to the next. But that's the last day 2 of this phase. You guys saw the strict press, kind of saw some changes we made. And for the bench guys, like, just because something is written on a program doesn't necessarily mean like you've adapted to it, like you're not under fatigue. Like, life happens, especially like I'm not an elite athlete. My life does not revolve around training. Like, this is just something I love to do. It's my job, so I like experimenting with stuff. So this is a great example of like a program like, okay, maybe the higher intensity on that bench, while was manageable, if I would have kept it down to 70%, 5 pounds, maybe even like 7 pounds-ish, depending on the rounding formula I use in Excel, would be better. I could have gotten all 4 sets, got even a bigger stimulus. But you live and you learn, right? This is the fun part about programming, especially on myself, and using myself as a guinea pig before I'm programming for the athletes I work with, or putting programs out on Train Heroic or different places that people who follow along and like my style of programming can purchase. So it's all trial and error. I mean, it's gonna do a new 4 weeks after this, try to chase another stimulus, trying to keep building on what we built over these last 4 weeks. But appreciate you guys as always watching the video. Leave a comment down below. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Trying to be better about putting out more content and different kinds of content. We're gonna be doing some more educational whiteboard sessions, some live screen recordings on some Excel stuff, programming stuff. And then I'm in the process right now of putting together a mini series of a project that's been in the works since around October and November. So be kind of cool to share you and bring you guys along for the ride for that, especially coaches who are looking maybe to possibly do the same. So appreciate you guys. Have a great one. Happy New Year's.